Hello, welcome to How to Play Striptease Solitaire, a game for one player. This course comes from the book Solitaire by David Parlay, and this we're just going to need a 52 deck of cards, and we're going to take the queens out, place them face up, then we're going to cover them with a card about halfway through, face down, then the rest will be face up until we have basically 12 columns of, or 4 columns of 12 cards. So you should have 12 rows in 4 different columns. And that'll give us all 13 cards of each suit overlapping. And what we're allowed to do, we're allowed to build 4 stockpiles with any card. And they will have to go plus or minus 1, either up or down. It doesn't matter which direction they go. They could change directions. And for the sake of the queens being out of the deck, kings and jacks are considered sequential and can wrap either way, going up or down. So you can go have a king on top of a jack on top of a king. You can then put the ace on top of the king, so ace-king wraps. And you can go in either direction. And your goal is to get all of the face-down cards by themselves and isolated. So you'll remove all those cards until you get down to the card that are face down. And then once every card that's face down has had all the other cards removed, you are then allowed to turn those over and see if you can continue play and capture all the queens. Once you have all the cards eliminated, you've won the game. It's an interesting process. It is an odds against. Most of the time you will not win this game. It's really dependent on how the cards are dealt out, because there are some situations that, by the nature of how you stack the cards in the reserve piles, you sometimes do and do not have the ability to continue stacking. In this case, I was out of moves, so I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of what it looks like to win this game. So we're starting out good. We're building our foundations. This was just such a perfect way for the cards to have been dealt out. That, of course, was done artificially. This was not a natural deal, but I wanted to demonstrate how to win this game without having to play it a bunch of times over, because I had other videos to film. So I went ahead and arranged the cards so that they would come out to a winning position. But yeah, most of the time you will lose this game. So there's an example of a king wrapping on top of a jack. Now we have an ace exposed. We can either put the 2 on the ace or the 3. We have 2 different options, so we put it on the 3. But it's a pretty good solitaire. I really liked it. I could see playing this if you have a table space, if you have a long wait. It's not too difficult of a setup to remember. It's not too difficult of a rule set to remember. It's not as compact as something like Osmosis, but then again, Osmosis is not an open builder like this one is. So now we've gotten one card face down. We can't turn it over until we get the rest of them moved over. So now we'll put that 2 there, that ace on top of the king, that ace on top of the 2. We're just moving along. We're doing pretty good. Okay, now we got 3 of them cards exposed. And now we can turn them over. And now can we put those somewhere? And sure enough, we can. We can put the 4 there, the 2 there, then the king on top of the jack. And we have won. And as always, if you actually like to play this card game out in public, come to our subreddit, Card Game Meetups. And if you click under the show more in the description, you'll be shown all the pertinent links, including written instructions, the music, and other content creators, as well as the Card Game Meetups subreddit, and a link to a Discord channel where people discuss card games and all sorts of other things. Do check out Gather Together Games, one of my favorite game instructors out there, one of the best in the world. Hogwash Gaming has a lot of different games. Learn Tarot Card Games, the best source for learning tarot cards on the internet. Matthew Newman has some wonderful solitaire videos. Do check out Stellar Solitaire, which is software implementations of solitaires. Riffle, Shuffle, and Roll, you never know what he's going to do. Is he going to do a commercial game, a free game? You never know. Taylor's Trick-Taking Table is mostly commercial. Triple S Games, also commercial, free. And Veslaco is mostly free print and plays. Wonderful channel, check it out. And she always wins mostly commercial games. Do check them out as well. And if you're interested in going on a vacation where you can actually play some cards, I do recommend Branson, Missouri. You see they have this wonderful junk store that sells all sorts of card games and board games. And then go right across the street to the Branson Board Game Cafe. Everything is organized and color-coded here. They have this whole system that shows you how easy a game is to get into, or if it's difficult, if it plays well with one or two. Nice retail section, but you're mostly paying for the library of games. There's all sorts of games you could try out, learn, and they also have other people there. They have signs that say, hey, if you want players to come to your table, you can put that sign on your table. It is always a wonderful experience, and you can try Bahama Taxi there. So do check out the Branson Board King Cafe, and do like and subscribe, and I will see you next video. And I want to thank today's musician, Corinne Chon, for their excellent original piece. Do check out their channel. Got some great music on there, and I'll see you next video. If you waited this long, tell me what your favorite elementary school book was that you've ever read.